Good morning, YouTube America. Yeah, I was once told that it's impossible for us to know what other people think. We cannot know what goes on in another person's head. They cannot know what goes on in ours. That's where the crux of communication comes into play, or the lack of communication. Things can get misconstrued, or twisted around, or misunderstood fairly easily because we think we know what somebody else is thinking. you know, this applies in pretty much every aspect of the world: social interaction among our community, our fellow members of our society, within our family, at work. At the same time, you get to where you know somebody well enough, you kind of got a really good idea of how they're going to respond, or how they're going to react to a given situation. We think we know what they're going to say or do. That doesn't always hold true, but that is the norm. It's part of how we, as a, as humanity, operate and have for time memorial. Uh, this try to explain things sometimes, and they don't come out the way I'd like them to come out. I try to say one thing, and it comes out in a different way, and it's not meant to. But you feel anxiety, or frustration, or anger, or joy, and it translates into your bodily position and motions, and your emotional stance, and your tone of voice. And it takes a lot of effort and practice to control those. That's one of the reasons that people go into politics, for example, have such a gifted tongue, is because they've spent a lot of their time practicing concealing what they think from other people, and not just from what they say and how they say it. The company I work for is a small family owned, or well, elderly owned, since the family don't want anything to do with it. That isn't that an indication right there of what kind of company you're dealing with, when its own family doesn't want to be involved in it. I mean, the owners are good people. They try real hard. At the same time, it seems like they go out of their way to upset and drive off the good talent. They're so entrenched in dealing with the hard luck, low life element, that because they hire anybody that walks through the door. Uh, in 5 months, I've seen everybody who walked through the door and put an application in got hired. Some of them got hired before they even, like myself, finished filling out the application. I mean, that's because they have such a horrific turnover. In the last 2 weeks alone, they've hired 5 people, and 4 people have either not showed up or quit, or you know turned out to be untrustworthy. So that translates into their belief that they know how other people think and operate. Uh, Tried to explain to them on a number of occasions that I just don't have it in me to be a supervisor. I don't want to tell other people how to do their job or what to do. And I surely do not want to be held responsible for other people's actions or inactions. I'm just trying to look after me, do the best I can by them for me. And they don't take it serious, I don't think, or they misconstrue what I'm saying. And I weigh every day uh, whether or not I should look for another job. And in and of itself, maybe that's the sign that I need to start looking for another job. I mean, seriously, looking for another job. The company, the hours are erratic. The hours are good. They get good hours, but I'm fixing to work another 7 day week. Yeah, because that's how they think. Well, we gave you a couple hours off. You got half of this day and part of the next day. Well, that's your day off. Can't make a schedule in advance. They wait till the last day of the week to give you the next week's schedule, so you can't make plans for the next week. Anything you plan on got to be spur of the moment, because unless you push for it weeks in advance, you're not going to get that time off for something. Uh, they put me on a job that involves just me. The lion's share of what I do, I go out, I pump grease traps and interceptors, and I drive the truck, and I'm on my own. If something goes wrong, it's my fault. I'm 100% responsible for that. I don't have to worry about whether the other guy's going to show up or if he's going to screw up, if he's going to forget something, or if he's going to be difficult to work with, so forth and so on and so on. But then they still insist on putting me on these other jobs occasionally and, you know, act like I'm some highly trained professional in the aspect of cleaning hoods. And I'm not. And I keep telling him it's because I don't want to be. I don't care. I don't want to do that stuff. Didn't hire on to do that stuff. And I don't want to be responsible for these other people that I don't know. Some of them who've never been, barely know what the one end of a washing rag is and the difference between grease and dirt. It wears on you after a while. So does the hours. And there's no benefits. There's no insurance. Currently, I've got insurance provided by the state that lasts for a year. Next month is my 6 month window, and I told them when I went to work for these people, I would give them at least 6 months. Now, in prison, you learn a few things if you let yourself learn. One of them is at the end of the day, the only thing we have is our word. That might be our integrity if that's how people want to play it out, but our word. And our word is all we have. We can have all this material stuff, and it means nothing because it can all be taken away or you can lose it. And it's your word is who you are. It's your bond to yourself and to other people. So I gave my word I would work 6 months. After that, and I've come close now twice in the past month of quitting because I'm just tired. I'm bone tired and I'm emotionally tired and I'm sick of the BS. I'm sick of the bullshit. You should not have to deal with so much bullshit in a job. They don't pay that good. They just don't. And the only way you really get real money is to kill yourself with all the overtime, which has its advantages. But how far do you go? How far do you push yourself or you let yourself be pushed? They're walking on a fine line here and they choose not to see it. And that's because they're used to using people up and getting the next body. This is why they can't keep good health. Sorry, you guys. I wish you would learn that. And I've been in business since 1984. How many hundreds and hundreds of good employees have you thrown away, ground up, chased off, driven away? So how did you stay in business all these years with this business model? It's just astounds me. It astounds me. It's short money. I mean, at the end of the day, a couple years, 3 or 4 years, it's retirement age. You're going to retire and sell the business. Ain't going to be much left to sell, my friend. Most of everything you got's falling apart and overly used, and your maybe your client list. That's about the extent of it. You're not going to get what you think you're going to get out of it. And Social Security, after being in a business and making the money that you made, living as well as you did, going on a fixed income, yeah. Let me know how that works out for you there, my friend. That's my future because I don't have Social Security. All I have is Social Security to look forward. I don't have a retirement fund. I don't have a 401k because the company don't offer none of that stuff. All the more reason, another incentive to go and look for another job. Yeah. So how far do you go? How far do you let them push you? How needy do you need to be before you throw in the towel and move on? Or because I think I've only quit a couple of jobs in my lifetime. I've been fired from one, been let go from two because of political reasons, not because I did anything wrong, but downsizing, that kind of stuff. And there was one that we had a strike that ended for everybody that worked there. And yeah, I don't like getting write-ups for other people's mistakes. It bothers me. It eats at me. I don't like the idea of being thrown into a mess being told I may or may not be in charge of a mess, and throwing a bunch of green new people who don't know nothing and act like we're going to do miraculous things because we're so experienced. I don't like that, and I've tried to explain that to them that I don't didn't hire on for that. Don't want to do that, and not going to do it. If that means walking off the job and quitting, yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Well, that's just what you got to ask yourself. Where's the breaking point?